Welcome to Wildcat Sports Update. I'm your host, Jim Boyle, and I have the pleasure in the studio to have the North Reading Wilmington Co-op swim team. With me, I have Priscilla Vo, I've got Spencer Bagtaz, and I've got Rachel Repucci. Welcome, guys. I'm going to let you go through the order. We'll start off with you, Priscilla. How long you've swam for the high school team, and what events you do?
So I've swam for our team for 3 years, and I swim the 200 IM and 100 breast.
Okay, Spencer, you're next.
I've been on the team since my freshman year, so this is my third year now. I'm mainly 100 back, and then I've jumped around 50 free, 100 free, just wherever my coaches needed to put me.
Okay, and my returning member, Rachel. What? How about you?
I've been on the team for 4 years, and my main events are somehow this year the 50 free, and I jump around all the relays.
So you're actually more like the Swiss Army knife of the team.
Yeah, kind of.
So we've got it's a co-op team with North Reading, Wilmington. How many Wilmington girl swimmers do we have, just in total about?
We have about 11 Wilmington girls on the team this year, and I think we have 12 boys.
There's 12 Wilmington boys from on the team.
Okay, so I'll come back here to Priscilla. What goals did the team have for the season, starting the year off?
I think we just wanted to have a really fun community, but still be competitive enough that, because we had high expectations for ourselves, because we knew that we were good swimmers, and we are. So, yeah, but we just still want to keep that fun environment we had.
Spencer, how about you? What were the goals that you set?
The boys, we always like to have fun. You know, we're high school boys. There's not much you can do to control the fun we have. But also at the meets, we're all there's a variety of swimmers on the team. We all like to have fun. Winning's kind of just a benefit of that. I mean, if we can win, we'll push each other. We all push each other off of ourselves. But the main focus is to have fun.
Okay, now Rachel, you've been, I think, around the longest. You said you've done it for 4 years,
Yeah.
Correct? So how have you seen the goals change? I mean, it's great to hear that everybody wants to be a community, have fun, and swimming's a very tough individual sport anyway, because you got to get up early in the morning, you got to get in the pool, you got to do 2,500 yards, you got to go to school. So how have you seen the goals change over the course of your years at swimming?
So my freshman year, we were undefeated champions for leagues for girls. So the goal that year was obviously to stay as undefeated as we could and win leagues, and we did it. And as I've gone on, winning for girls has been still a really big thing, because we are pretty good. We're a pretty good girls team. We do win most of our events and stuff. But it's more making the team feel more welcome for everyone and making everyone feel like they belong and they all have a good time on our team.
Good. So you're a second-year captain, so I'm going to ask you the captain's question first.
Oh,
what do
God.
you perceive, or how do you see your role as a captain?
I see my role as a captain as making sure that you're approachable on the team. Everyone can come up to you if they have an issue and they want to talk to you, and you're the coach's right-hand man. If the coach needs something from you, you can help them by doing it for them or getting them the information they need, and just making sure that the team's in line and on their best behavior and everything, and that's really what I see as our goal is.
And Spencer, you're a junior captain,
Yes.
so you have been, for the boys, how do you see your role?
So this year, first year captain, I was the only junior captain, had the pleasure of planning senior night for all 12 of our seniors, which was great. But I had some help from other people on the team, which was good. But personally, I feel like I had to control some of the high school boys. I mean, granted, they're all a pleasure to be on the team. I like them all. But we can get a bit loud and have too much fun sometimes. So I think, especially with a couple of them, some of the coaches needed just a little bit of help, because sometimes early in the morning, they can't deal with people showing up late to practice. So then I jokingly yell at them, but we're all friends, and so I just like to be a comfort person for the guys to go to if they need it.
Okay, so Priscilla, your first year as a captain too.
Yes.
I would imagine the girls' team is not as rambunctious as the boys' team, with Spencer saying. What do you see your role as the captain?
I like to think of myself as sort of, like Rachel said, I like to be approachable for most of the people on the team, not just for the girls, but for the guys as well. But I also want to have that sense of leadership, because as Spencer stated, some of the people are very, very rambunctious. We love them all, but sometimes I do need to raise my voice a little bit so we are heard.
So do all three of you raise your voices?
Oh, it's all Priscilla.
It's all Priscilla.
We heard her yell once this year, and then she was.
That's great.
She scared Ingram once.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a nice transition for me because we're going to. Dennis Ingram, the AD at Wilmington High School, has created the Captain's Council, and all the winter sports captains meet. Was it maybe once every 2 weeks or 3 weeks to gather with all the captains? Priscilla, what have you taken away from that this year?
I feel like the Captain's Council has been very helpful because he has most of the stuff that he has asked us and talked to us about has stuff we should know and prioritize as captains, but sort of reinstating that fact sort of just puts it in our brains more and makes us more practice those concepts more.
Great. Spencer, how about you? You can't
we-
say the food he brings in.
You know, actually, the T-shirt. That's what I like. But besides the T-shirt, which is a great bonus, I do. One of the recent meetings was all about the mindset that the captains have. You know, I like the fact that whatever mindset the captains and the people that the team looks up to has will reflect on everyone else's performance. And I think that's definitely been a big part of me. I've tried to not look on because before now I was always hard on myself, extremely hard on myself if I didn't qualify for something. But this year I've been more open-minded, being there's always next time, or if you didn't do too well, maybe it's just an off day, you'll get it better next time. Or if it's at the beginning of the meet, it's the first event you do, you have plenty of other events to do better and later. So I just having the better mindset. It definitely put it at the front of my brain to focus on that more.
Okay, and Rachel?
My favorite lesson that he's taught us so far in Captain's Council is definitely the front porch effect. And the front porch effect is pretty much that the captains are how the other teams see your town. We represent the town that we are from, so for all of us it's Wilmington, and for our North Reading captain, she represents North Reading. And it shows everyone else that isn't from our town, how we are and what our town is like and how they raise the kids there. And if we're great kids and we do a great job and we're very supportive, they're going to say, oh, that's a very nice town. It's a town full of supportive kids. Or opposed if we're mean and don't really congratulate anyone, they're going to be oh, this team, I don't really want to verse them again because they're not as warm and welcoming as others.
Okay, so by show of hands, you think the Captain's Council is a success? Yes or no? Hands up? Okay. And I know he brings in Bagel World and all that fun stuff, so that's always good. I got invited one day, they had Bagel World. It was the best time to go. So we are a co-op team. The girls have been really successful. I don't know if you know the exact record, but Rachel, where have we ended up so far this year?
We were pretty tied for wins and losses this year. We did our best. I'm very proud of all of the girls did this season. We had a lot of new girls come on and swim events they've never done. I swam events I've never done before. But we did a very good job in my opinion. It was just a tough season for us, but we tied most of our wins and losses.
Okay, how about Spencer, the boys?
It's pretty similar to the girls. We did have a solo boys meet this year against someone completely out of our league, not even a part of the North Reading League, which was a bit of a curveball for our team, facing someone new competition. But it's been pretty even between wins and losses. We've had our days. We've had some meets that didn't go as well, but we've done fairly well throughout the season.
Okay, good. So that's I want to just talk a little bit about the co-op. We'll start with you. Since we co-op with Reading, I think we've done it this is the third or fourth year. Fourth year. So you've done it all 4 years?
Fifth year.
Fifth year, okay. So Priscilla, how do you find the Wilmington kids integrating with the North Reading kids and vice versa?
I feel like we're really together as a community. Honestly, I don't feel like there's any differences between all of us because we are all swimming at 4 a.m. We're all trying our hardest together. So, yeah.
So Spencer, 4 a.m, is that every morning?
Not every morning. It's we have early morning practices Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then on Sundays we still have practice, but not as early, just around noon time. But it's always rough because it's always the same couple of classes each day because of the high school schedule. So I always find myself maybe falling asleep in a couple of classes.
Okay, so what's a practice like? I'll start with you because swimming you're a team, but in reality is you're individually racing against the clock for yourself. So you go in the morning at 4 o'clock in the morning, you drag yourself to bed. Either your parents drive you or you have to get there. You get there, what do you, or someone drives you? What's it like? What's it like hopping in the pool at 4 o'clock in the morning?
I think like 2 weeks ago, the pool was freezing. It was brutal getting in that water. I would walk in, the pool area would be colder than it should have been, and then you'd feel the water like ice cold. It was brutal, but it woke me up, that's for sure. But most of the days recently, it's been harder to get up because, starting to get to the end of the season, it's much more difficult to actually get out of bed and then drag myself there. But it's not the worst thing in the world because then I get to go home and sleep afterwards. But the practices, you get up, you get there, you should be in the water by 5:45 on Mondays and Wednesdays at least, and then just swim your best.
Okay, and there Rachel is where? Where's our home pool?
Our home pool is the Burbank YMCA in Reading.
Okay, and that's where home meets are
Yes.
and practice.
Yes.
What's the best pool you swim at?
The best pool I swam at this year was either, not many people will agree with me. I know one girl on the team is not going to, but I liked the Beverly YMCA. That's where we had our Cape Ann League championship this year. And it was one of the better pools for me. It is really shallow, I'll admit, but their backstroke boards were more wide. As the Ys, it's right in front of you.
Yep.
So it was a better grip for me, and I could get a much better start off what I normally do. But another great pool was probably the Ipswich YMCA. Their blocks were a little slippery, but they weren't as bad as normal ones.
Did you swim in any pools that are within a high school?
Within high school?
All
no,
wide pools then?
not this. It wasn't wide. We swam at Gordon College, but that was the most school-like pool we've ever been at.
Okay. So I'm going to give a shout out to some of our swimmers. I know you said there's like 14 seniors. I know we can't mention, I should probably mention all of them, but we can't mention all of them. So who are some of the people that have competed to a great extent here for us? We'll start with you, Rachel.
Kyla Kelly did an amazing job this year. She came back her senior year. She swam freshman year, but had to stop for her club team. But she came back senior year. She's done an amazing job all season. She's going to states this year, and there was an article, she racked in 100 points for the girls at leagues this year, and she's just done an amazing job, and she's always a positive person around everyone.
You, Spencer? Any standout boys we should know about?
I mean, there's a couple of them. If I had to mention, like, one of them's Cole Falk. Definitely, he's a freshman this year. He's crazy fast. He definitely helped in our medley relay. He's a great butterflyer, and so that helped push and he knows split times for all the relays. He helps push the relays. He has a great attitude too. I like that. And I guess if I had to mention another one, I do like Terry Ding joined the team this year. He's a junior as well, but he's not as fast as Cole Falk, but he showed up almost every day to practice early in the morning, tried his hardest, and he ended the season very good.
Okay, Priscilla, who anybody on call or shout out?
I think I'm gonna call out Ella Dong. She has been a really, really supportive member for our team. She's helped organize a lot of events. Very fast swimmer, very scary, but
Scary fast, not scary like boo.
No. She's the sweetest person you'll ever meet. But yeah, scary fast essentially. But yeah, I feel like she's been really supportive, and she loves swimming, which I think is a good thing to have on a swim team.
So we talk about individual events. How many events are there in a meet? Anybody know off the top of their heads?
There's 2 of each event because there's one girl and one boy, and then.
Actually, okay. So that's
a lot.
Let me take it back. In a dual meet, which would be A versus B. So a boys and a girls. You all swim the same events, right? So probably 13 events, 4 relays, 9 individual events. I'm just curious.
He's counting right now.
Okay. 1, 2. Good count.
Oh, wow.
Really good TV. Really.
11.
11. Okay.
I want to say.
So I'm going to ask you.
Definite.
Start with Priscilla. What's your favorite event and what's your least favorite event?
Oh, okay. Call me crazy, but the 200 IM is my favorite.
Which is a tough one. Right?
Crazy.
Mostly because I don't really have a specific stroke I like. So it means I get to do all of them in one. My least favorite, it's a tie between the 100 backstroke and the 100 butterfly.
Okay.
The backstroke is because I cannot swim backstroke. It is my weakest stroke.
But you like the 200 IM. But it means you got to swim 50 back.
Yeah. It's a little complicated because my butterfly and breaststroke are pretty good, so I get to take a nice break while I'm doing the backstroke. And the 100 butterfly, I've had to swim it at least once every year for my entire career, and it is very draining.
Yes, I will. That's why I became a freestyler when I swam. 100 butterfly was a killer.
Yeah.
Totally. Spencer, favorite and least favorite?
If I had to choose a favorite, it'll probably be either the 100 back or the 50 free. 100 back just because I'm good at it, so. And the 50 free.
That's a good reason.
50 free, you're over and done with. You know, there and back, and then you're done. Least favorite, probably either the 2IM or the 100 fly.
Okay.
Just because I'm okay at all the strokes, but breaststroke is my weakest stroke, so that in the IM is not very good. And then the fly, I had the gift of racing against Cole Falk, and he has a 55, and so I'm not near that. So, like, granted, time alone doesn't really matter to me, but it's also draining, like Priscilla said, so not my favorite.
Okay. Rachel, favorite, least favorite?
My favorites are probably the 2 IM relay and the 1 back. I like the 2 IM relay because it's fun to be with the team on the block, helping everyone out, and I swim 50 back in it, and backstroke's one of my best. And the 1 back because I'm also pretty good at it, and I enjoy swimming that the most. And this is gonna be bad. I hate the 50 free, and that's all I swim this season.
You don't like the 50
I
free?
hate the 50 free.
I'm
not good at it, and I don't like it.
Why? Okay, in the 50 free, it's the start, the sprint, the turn, the sprint.
Yes.
Is there one piece of that?
I hate all of it.
You do?
All of it.
I'll have to tell Coach Hunter
I
that
love
you
the
don't like it.
500. I hate the
You
50
do?
free.
That's the next question. How many guys have swum the 500?
I swim the 500
Did
every
you swim
season.
500?
I swam the 500 my freshman year. I don't know if I swam it last year, but I haven't swum it this year.
How about you?
I also swam the 500.
And you don't have that as your least favorite?
Honestly, I thought I did pretty well for the 500. It was really relaxing because I don't have to worry about counting the laps, which is something I struggle with.
That's true. That's true. So again, let's just explain. The IM is in order how all 4 strokes. So butterback, breast free.
Yes.
But the IM relay is back, breast, butter free. Correct.
Yep.
Okay. Just so we get it right. We can educate some of our Wilmington people on swimming, and lucky for these young people that I swam 40 years ago, a long time ago, and we did have stopwatches back then. We didn't use the sand glass, the hourglass. Transition. We got North Reading Wilmington Co-op, and the coach is Sue Hunter. Is it Sue Hunter?
Yes.
Okay. What are her practices like, and do you have anybody else coaching? Rachel, we'll go with you first.
Her practices, she normally gives us a sheet with a set on it, and that's closer towards the middle of the season, so we can complete it throughout the hour and a half period we have to practice. And her husband, Mr. Hunter, comes in and coaches us, and we split off. We have 4 lanes every day, and we practice, and we have the newer kids in the first 2 lanes and the older group in the other 2. And Mr. Hunter normally takes the older kids. We're all in Mr. Hunter's lanes. And Coach Hunter normally takes the newer kids that are just trying to, she teaches them the basics of everything. And they normally do a couple 50s, 100s, 75s. Well, we have Bad Joke Monday, which consists of normally 100s and 75s, and you have to say bad joke. We have 200 Tuesday on a Wednesday, which is like 200s all practice, and Kick Butt Friday, where it's mostly a kicking set.
So 200's all practice?
We do like
Well,
5
that's a fun
200s
thing.
and then
Yeah.
down to 125s.
It sounds like a lot of fun. And
Oh,
bad
yeah.
joke, I would imagine Spencer's good at Bad Joke Monday.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I suppose so. I'll put you on the spot. Because here's what happens. We do my podcast with my son, and my wife and kids make fun of me because I do a dad joke almost everything, and they think it's terrible. So I need some good jokes. So if you have some good bad jokes, I can tell. Spencer, what's it?
How do you identify a dogwood tree?
I'm not going to answer that question. Now,
By its bark.
all right, so do you enjoy bad?
Bad Joke Monday is fun. Everyone in the 2 lanes gets into it, and Mr. Hunter usually says that all the jokes are awful,
That's good then.
which means we did our job. So
Excellent. So how do you see the practices? How do you see Coach Hunter, or the leadership style that she shows?
She like from day one shows you that she is there to work hard and show that you guys can do what, and she believes in everyone there. she shows like she doesn't like tolerate anything. People show up late, she's not going to be the happiest. And then it's not because she like wants, or it's not because she's upset that you're late. It's just she's upset you're missing time to make yourself become the best swimmer you can be.
Good.
And she shows that she can care, that she really cares about the team. Same thing with Mr. Hunter too. They both show from day one that they're there to work hard and accomplish a lot of stuff.
Excellent. Now I'm going to switch to the meets. How is she during meets? Is she encouraging you on, yelling on? Is she really working on the lineup to score more points, Priscilla?
Yeah, she definitely makes sure that our lineups are so everybody's swimming the event that they're the best at, because obviously we want to win, right? It's good to win, but it's also good to know that we are still having fun. So she does put us in events if we request them sometimes. Honestly, during meets, she is very observative of like how we're competing, and she will encourage people when she feels like that they can push themselves a little bit more, but most of the time she will stand back, observe, and then she'll give you advice afterwards.
Excellent answer from Coach Honor. So all three of you, what's one thing you've learned from Coach Honor?
I think she's definitely helped me with my backstroke, because when you're swimming backstroke, you need like flat, and you need to be flat on the surface. My legs tend to tilt down a lot, so she really helped me focus on that for
Excellent.
backstroke.
Spencer, what's one thing you learned from Coach?
She at one of the first practices, or not first practices, like one of the recent practices, it was on a Sunday. I was swimming by myself. The two other lane mates that I was going to share the lane with, they were all doing stuff. One of them was at another swim meet for a club team. Another one was getting her car inspected. But she gave me 3 250s on 315, and I had never done that. Or not 3, 10 of them, sorry. 10 250s on 315. I had never done it before. But every time I would finish, I would have like maybe 10-second rest, 10, 5, 15-second rest. And then every time I would look at her, and she would just be giving me encouragement the whole way. And that's definitely helped me as a person, but it also teaches me to always, like, look at someone, see if they need encouragement, always help someone throughout, like, even their day, not even just, like, through the sport.
Okay, Rachel, you get the last answer on Coach Hunter, what you've learned from her.
I've definitely learned that she will always encourage you when she knows you've done well in your race, and she will give you the praise when you do well. And she will always give you the tough love that you need. If she knows you can do better and she knows you didn't do well, she will encourage you to do better because she knows you can. And she taught me how to swim from when I was a baby, so she's had me since I was a little 6 months old. But she's just always taught me to do my best, and she knows I can perform as I can, because I came out of an injury this year into the swim season. So she knew I could do better than I was performing, but with my foot I really couldn't at that point. But she's always taught me that I can always do better than what I've done, and just to keep pushing through it.
Okay, excellent answer. So now we get to my favorite part of the show, where we get to learn a little bit more about each of you. So I'm going to put you on the spot. First, we'll start with you, Priscilla. A former or present teammate who you have learned the most from?
Oh, this is kind of hard because I've forgotten a lot of names. I'm not great with names.
Okay.
But sorry, I'm.
Okay. We'll
You're probably best to come back to me. Give me some time.
What other events or activities you do at the high school?
I am part of garden club, and I'm also a part of the Wilmington girls tennis team.
Perfect. And who are your influences? Who influenced you to swim?
I don't think I was really influenced. I think I was more pushed in that direction.
Okay, who pushed you in that direction?
Definitely my parents. They saw it as a life skill to be able to learn how to swim, and then when they learned about competitive swimming, they were like, you should go win some awards.
Okay. And then, what's your top swimming moment of all time?
My top swimming moment. I think it was when I was 12. This is when I was doing club swim. This was the first time I ever swam the 200 IM. It was not great. I didn't place, but the fact that I managed to finish it without any like prior experience with it, I was proud of myself for that.
Also, coaches you would lend to credit along the way.
Oh, I had this one coach, her name was Sam, and she taught me everything about how to swim. She taught me how to do the I am. She taught me how to do breaststroke correctly. And she was probably one of my biggest role models for swimming.
Okay, and what are you going to miss the most about swimming?
I think I'm going to miss like the team, because we had a very, very good bond as a team. We're all very friendly. We all support each other. And genuinely, it's just like such a fun community to be in.
Okay, and final question for now until we come back. If I want to ask another question. What does the future hold for Priscilla?
I don't know. But I hope I get to keep swimming, like whether competitively or recreationally. I'm going to pursue higher education, obviously.
Have you picked a school?
Not yet. I'm waiting to hear back from all of my
Okay.
schools first before I decide
Good.
I want to pick one. But yeah, I just hope I get to have fun and
I
be
like that.
successful.
Good answer. Spencer, your next former or present teammate who influenced you?
So my freshman year, there was the teammate named Ethan Ryan, and I grew very close with him for the past 2 years. He graduated last year, but as his senior superlative, he gave me Ethan's baby boy. That's what I got, and so now every now and then I call him my father. He's not actually my father. That would be concerning. But I just grew very close with him, and then it got to the point where, like, even in the halls, I'd just see him in the halls, and he'd just be like, "Oh, hey, Spencer," and then I'd say hi and walk by, and it would just, like, make my day so much better seeing him in the halls.
That's good. Other activities or sports or anything you do in high school?
In the fall and spring, in the fall, I'm part of the cross-country team. Awful choice by me, but it's okay. I love the team. In the spring, I do spring track also. I throw jav in that. For clubs, I'm in a bunch. I'm in DECA. I'm in the Rotary Interact Club. I'm in Model UN, even though I haven't been to the past couple meetings, but that's okay.
And what's your favorite all-time swimming moment?
When I'm pretty sure I was 8 years old. It was my first actual competition where I had to qualify. It was the 25 free. I swam it down. I won my heat, and then I got this little rubber seal. It was like a rubber duck, and it was red, covered in white hearts, and it was definitely the proudest moment. It was probably the moment where I knew I fell in love with swim.
Good. And who has influenced you to become swimming? To influence you into swimming?
I mean, all my coaches have helped me so much. I've always had close bonds with most of them. Even when I was younger, I wasn't able to dive off the block. I think it was a fear of heights situation, but all my coaches helped me get through that. But most would probably be my mom. She used to coach me for a little bit when I was younger, but she also pushed me in because she swam when she was in high school and college as well. And she pushed me in that direction, and she kept me going even when I felt like I didn't want to do it anymore. She kept me going with it.
Okay, and coaches specifically you might want to credit, other than your mom. We already got your mom out there.
Probably, I don't know if I remember his name. Oh, no, there were a couple of them, but I know one of them was one of the club coaches that I had. He left, I think, 2 years ago. His name was Coach Ian. He would stay after practice with me and work on my dive almost every practice just so that I could get it down off the block. Because no matter what they tried, I would not do it for some reason. But then I got it down, and here I am.
Okay, so final one, because you're not going to miss anything. You will miss stuff, but you're not going to be a senior. You get to come back. If you're walking up to the blocks, what walk-up song do you want to hear?
Oh boy,
God.
I'm not sure. There's most of the songs that I hear around swim season are from her car. So
Okay.
so
Calling me out.
yeah. I'm a big fan of Mambo No. 5. That's not from her car, by the way.
Okay.
But that's a good song. If I had to choose one walking up to the block. But usually, if there's any music going on, I'll be a fan of it. So
Good. All right, Rachel, you get to go next. Teammate, past or present, that you learned a lot from.
I'm gonna half steal Spencer's answer. Ethan and Emma Ryan they've been with me since my club team days. We grew up on the same club team, And they're both just amazing people. I still text with Ethan to this day at the team. He asked me what's going on. He came and supported us at one of our meets this year. And I just love chatting with both of them. They're both just so nice and supportive, and they're always willing to uplift you and everything. And they're just great people to be around.
Good answer. Other activities or things you do in high school?
I'm involved in the Wildcat marching band and concert band, and it's so fun. I enjoy concert more than marching personally, but Spencer doesn't agree. But I just love being in the band. It's just a great community of people. There's so many of us, so you meet so many people in the school, and then you can just walk down the halls and say like, "Oh, hey, I know you," and they'll be like, "Hi."
Favorite swimming moment of all time?
Mine was from last year, so I was 16, because everyone said their age, so now I feel like I have to. I was so close to always beating everybody in the one back heat for Cals, and I finally beat them all in the one back last year, and it was awesome. Like, I had never won a heat in my high school career until that moment, and then I did it again this year and won the heat.
Okay, and who influences that get you into swimming?
My dad.
Your dad?
Kind of forced me to sign up, and I tried to quit once, and he wouldn't let me quit, so I kind of had to stick with it. And yeah, I'm actually glad he made me stick with it, because it's been such a good part of my life, and it's been so much.
And coaches you want to give credit to?
I want to credit my former coach, Coach Tafe. He was a big part of my life when I was growing up, and Coach Dave. They both helped me with my interesting style of breaststroke. And I want to shout out Coach Hunter, because I've known her for so long, and she's just been a great part of my life.
And what are you going to miss the most?
I'm going to miss everyone. I'm going to miss the people the most, definitely, because you just bond with everyone, especially being a senior. I drive most of the kids to school now, and it's just great being with all of them, and I don't know what I'm going to do without them next year.
And what's the future hold for Rachel?
The future holds college, hopefully. What am I saying? I already got in. But I don't know what school yet.
Are you still choosing? Okay.
I'm still choosing. I do have my top 3. I'm waiting on a response for 1. And then maybe swim or dance in college if I make the teams, or just trying to stick with it as long as I can.
Excellent. Okay, so now we get to our shout out. I'm going to start with Rachel at the end here. Stick right in our camera number 3 over there. Shout out anybody you want. Make sure you don't forget your parents.
Okay, I'm going to shout out my mom and dad. Hello, Rebecca and Mike. And then I'm going to shout out all my friends at school. Hi. And Mr. Ferrara, the Wildcat band director. I don't know why, but that's who I'm shouting out today.
All right, Spencer, you're next. Right in that camera right there.
All right. I'd like to shout out my mom, my dad. She's going to get mad at me if I don't shout out my siblings, but they did help. So my brother, Max, my sister, Molly, and then all the coaches I've had over the years. They've all done so much for me. And I guess all my teachers, too, for trying to let me sleep. I mean, not letting me sleep, but like not letting me fall asleep in class, so that way I don't fail.
All right, Priscilla, you get the last one. Shout out right over here.
I like to shout out my parents for pushing me into swim. I would also like to shout out my sisters for competing with me, because I wanted to be better than them at swimming. I'm also going to shout out Mr. Randall, because he is my W2 teacher, and he's also a swimming coach.
Yeah.
So he has given me a lot of advice for a couple of my races for the past 2 years. So.
Okay, excellent shout out. So I'd like to thank Priscilla Vo, Spencer Bagtaz, and Rachel Repucci. So I screw up every once in a while. So thanks for coming in. I do misspeak. I really appreciate it. I was a swimmer. I know what you're going through. I know what it's like to do that. Thank you for coming in. I really appreciate it. You're a great bunch of guests here for me. So for Wildcat Sports Update, I'm your host, Jim Boyle, and we'll see you on down the road.